Hi, I'm Gels from Fitment Industries. Please say that you'll be the answer for an innocent vehicle that's suffering right now from having its springs cut. A vehicle that needs your help. Please subscribe and share this video with your friends. By doing so, you will help rescue vehicles from their abusers, provide mechanical maintenance, information on proper suspension, and wheel fitment. Subscribe right now in the next 30 minutes and we'll send you a picture of a vehicle that needs your help. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while people cut their springs to make their car lower. Please, if you know someone who has done this, send them this video. Let them know that Fitment Industries offers wheels, tires, and suspension. And of course, give them a swift smack to the back of the head. That's right, damn it. We're talking about cutting springs, so put down the vice grips and grinder because we are back with another episode of Myth or Fact. And if you didn't get it by like the intro, don't forget to subscribe and check out fitmentindustries.com. Anyway. This is gonna be a fun one, you know? You wanna know why? Because the person editing this video actually did cut his springs, and I will continue talking specifically about him, Sean, until he does something about it. But we've all been there, right? We're all young at one point in our lives. We're starting out in the car scene, in high school, working part-time jobs, making just enough to maybe put some gas in the tank, grab some food and some car parts here and there, and just have a good time. And at some point here or there, we are met with a crossroad. We wanted to lower our car, but maybe didn't have enough in the bank account to go pick up a fresh set of lowering springs, and damn well not enough to go pick up a set of coilovers. So you were left with two options. Do the responsible thing and save up a few more paychecks and get something nice like a set of lowering springs, or just hop on out back to the old shed, grab the grinder, cut your stock coil springs in half, and call it a day. So let's go ahead and talk about this, shall we? Is cutting your springs really that bad of a thing to do? Usually when it comes down to people cutting their springs, it is typically due to them wanting to lower their ride height, but also want to spend little to no money doing so. If that's the case, then yes, cutting your springs is the easiest thing to do, and it's the easiest way to go. And even though it might not cost you anything up front, it will cost you so much more in the long run, including probably, your pride. We already know that the main complaint about a vehicle with cut springs is that it rides like absolute garbage. It's harsh, it's super bumpy, sometimes makes more noises than it probably should. This is typically always countered with the argument that they are now basically the same as lowering springs, so it doesn't really make a difference. That is not correct. Lowering springs are specifically designed to do just that, be a replacement for the stock coil spring and allow the car to ride lower. However, that doesn't mean it's just a stock spring that was shortened a little bit. Aftermarket springs come with different properties, things like spring rate and preload, that accommodate for having an overall shorter length. What happens is when you take a stock coil spring and chop off an inch or two, you are still keeping the same spring rate as you would stock, meaning that your suspension is going to react pretty much the same, but just now at a lower ride height. Now this means a couple of things. One, it's now easier to bottom out your suspension because you're using the incorrect spring rate for the ride height. Two, if you're running a more aggressive type of fitment with your wheels and tires, it's gonna be pretty easy to run into rubbing issues since the spring rate will be pretty damn soft. Basically, the suspension is going to try to move as much as it could when it was at stock ride height, which it can't do anymore because it's sitting lower. Typically, when you want to lower a car properly, you are going to want to increase the spring rate and upgrade the damper or shock absorber as well to help with these exact issues. But ride quality isn't the only problem that can occur when cutting your springs either. If you look at factory coil springs, you'll see at the top and at the bottom of the spring, there will be a flattened part to create a good seat on the spring purchase. When you cut the springs, not only are you getting rid of the flat spots, but if you also notice, the coils of a spring are also at an angle, meaning once you cut off the flat spot, you're now having the rest of the spring at an angle on the round part of the coil, not creating a proper seat. This can cause weird clunking and creaking issues that typically you hear in a car with cut springs. There's also a process called heating your springs, which is yet another terrifying solution people have come up with to lower their car. This involves taking the stock coil spring, heating up to a high temperature, and then compressing it to shorten the length of it. Now, this is terrifying for just a few reasons. Number one, being able to get the same height on all 4 springs is going to be insanely difficult. Number two, which is the big one here, you are messing with the actual material properties of the springs. Coil springs, when they are manufactured, have a specific annealing process that they go through to achieve the correct properties that allows the spring to compress and rebound, and most importantly, not break or crack. By heating up the spring enough to change its overall shape, you are completely destroying and disregarding those properties, and it is a very unsafe thing to do, and you're probably gonna end up with some broken springs in the long run. Don't heat your springs. So when it comes down to cutting or heating your springs and whether or not it is that bad of a thing to do for your car, or if you should do it or not, please don't. It is that bad. It's not safe, and lowering springs are not really that expensive. Like 10 springs start at like $200 for a set, and I can promise you that it will be so much more worth it in the long run. So let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and please don't forget to check out wheels, tires, and suspension all over at fitmentindustries.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff. We will see you later. Peace.